Alright guys, Mac Leader here. I know we've had several people in my alliance that's had issues with the SvS going on right now. Myself included, I screwed up. About SvS, whatever state you are in when SvS starts is the state you're going to fight SvS for. Okay? Now during SvS, if you go to the world map and you port to a state that, let's see if we can find one here. If you port to a state, wow, is there no states here? Port test, okay. If you port to a state that is not one of these lit up rebel states, okay, and you port, say, like I were to port to 581. Okay, if I ported to 581, that would now boot me out of SvS. Okay, so then you're not going to be able to contribute to any rallies that you're with your alliance. Any points you do get will now be contributing to this state. This state that you ported to will now become your state that you're fighting SvS for. So now you're going to end up scoring points for a different state that's not your state. Okay. I know it's kind of confusing. That's why I'm trying to make a video and try to be as clear as I can. If you are going to an SvS or during an SvS and you're fighting and you go to port to a state and say, like, I'm getting ready to port here, and I go to port and it pops up that you need to use a battle tested teleport, you're going to a place that's going to boot you out of SvS. Okay, if you're going to the correct state that is part of your SvS, when I go here to teleport, it's going to come up with a normal teleport, not a battle tested teleport. If you're porting to a state and it's asking for a battle tested teleport, you're going to the wrong place and you're going to get booted. See, right now I am, well, we don't have any wars going on right now, but I was going to show you it will not let me contribute to any wars. I was in a different state, and when my time ran out on the little timer thing for SvS, it ported me back here. It said I was being ported back to my home state, and it's saying that 142 is my home state. It's not technically your home state. That it has now become my home state during this SvS event because I had ported out of the states that were involved in my SvS. Okay, when this is all said and done, SvS is over, all I got to do is port back to whatever state that I wanted to be in, and I'm fine. It didn't just make this my permanent home state. That didn't happen. Okay, if you go into your profile and you look down, it still says your home state is your original home state. This is just your home state now for SvS event because you messed up and ported to the wrong state. So I was in a hurry during SvS. We had a base that was in a different state when SvS started, and they were getting rallied, and I was trying to jump over to help them, not realizing that they were in a state that wasn't part of our SvS. So I jumped over, and by the time I realized what I was doing and used a battle tested teleport, it was too late. I was already jumped into a different state and now had gotten booted basically from my SvS. So I at least did score a few points for my SvS before I got booted. Let's see here. I scored 184 quadrillion points. At least I got something from my state before I booted myself. But kind of sucks but that's what happens when you don't pay attention to what's going on. They do this because they don't want people jumping around helping other states. So, like, say we can control, say we got a really strong rally leader and or maxed out player that can take head of state or something. Okay, we don't want, or MS doesn't want you to be able to go to all your states in SvS, take control point, or just clear everybody out and then jump to a different SvS tournament and clear those guys out too and just be able to jump all over the map. That's why they have a set number of states that are for your SvS event, and then you have the next level with the winners and the next level with the winners. That way it makes it more of an even playing field, if there's even such thing with MS anymore, an even playing field. That's kind of a joke, but that's the concept of why it's happening. I know it sucks. A lot of people are confused why they're getting ported to a different state, saying this is their home state now. It's not your home state. It's just your new home state for this SvS event because you obviously messed up and ported to the wrong place. So basically that's it. I just wanted to try to explain this a little bit better. It's easier to explain this in a video where I can just talk to you than typing it out on a chat line or what have you. Hopefully I've tried to make this as clear as possible, make it to where everybody can understand what exactly I'm trying to explain here. I know it can be confusing, but hopefully you have a better understanding of what's going on now. But all right, peace out, Mac Leader.